Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a T26E5. It's a Tier 8 Premium American heavy tank. It's located on the north spawn of Mountain Pass and it's under the command of FiliPer1n0. Now, he's got 3 marks of excellence on the barrel of that gun, and yes, he's well acquainted with how to play this up-armoured version of the Pershing. Game started. Well, it's only got a 90mm gun firing standard APCR, and it does 240 alpha with 230 penetration with the standard rounds, and that goes up to 259 with the premium. Basically, the T26E5 is, as I said, an up-armoured version of a Pershing. It's got a very strong turret, fairly better armoured hull compared to the Pershing, but not as heavily armoured as the T32 or T34. And as you can see, he's motoring really quickly down the bridge road, fires at the Super Hellcat on the move, and by waggling he actually manages to bounce the rounds that came from the Super Hellcat. And he's going to be firing again very shortly, and he managed to do it again, bounce the round that came from the Super Hellcat. Now I suspect that the Super Hellcat's not going to be alone, because very shortly the enemy will realise, oops, we've got a rather nasty tank very close to us, and he's found the first major enemy as the T26E5. He puts a round into him, 203, remember it's 240 alpha. The Hellcat doesn't want to come out, he's got no armour compared to the T26E5, and took a round in the tracks. The Super Hellcat's taking the opportunity to pop out and fire a round into him. Remember, the Super Hellcat's got a 90mm as well, and you see him wangling, trying to throw off the shell, but he couldn't get throw off that one, and it went into the body. Now, he's got a 90mm gun as well, but it's 5.82 seconds between each shot, and that time round, the Super Hellcat felt that, and it's a high roll as well. Bounced around, came from the Super Hellcat, he gets another one into him, into his engine bay before he departs, and again, that's cost the Super Hellcat. Okay, but he has lost some hit points to that Super Hellcat. He came back to the bridge because obviously he wanted to take advantage of shooting at some of these enemies that he can see in the distance, and the T26E5 not really happy about poking his head around the corner and getting it blown off. So at this moment, FiliPer1n0 is shooting very long range using the bush mechanic, gets a round in, but took a round from an STA2 Japanese premium medium, and puts a round into the T26E5. Okay, so there goes, guys are firing APCR at him, and he's taken out the T34. Now he's got to deal with the KV85 and the STA2. Easy one into the STA2, not very strong armour on that thing, and I think he realises he's outmatched. Yeah, you're not going to get a huge amount of damage against the T26E5 when the player knows what he's doing, especially when you see 3 marks on the barrel, you think, oops. Well, the STA2 came back for more, and all he got was a bounce round and a loss of more hit points. Now, just the KV85 is actually around the other side of the enemy cap area, and the T26E5 pulled back. Or is it the STA2 pulled back rather? And there's the IKV. Oh, he was a one-shot. Poor guy. And here's the STA2 again, trying to use that reload time to get a pop shot in. Puts one into the Tiger 1, 248, a high roll. Can he get another one in? Oh, take the AMD. Yes, gets a round into him. 237, low roll. Okay, who's next? Tiger? Yeah. And he bounces the 88mm that came back. Puts another one into the Tiger. Again, this 90mm gun is very good. The STA2 makes a bit of a rash decision there to punch in, but I think he thought that the Tiger was going to be the target. Instead, he's the target, and he's tracked him, and now he just needs to stay behind this wreck, and he can just keep pumping the rounds in. That was a nice average roll, but the STA2 is toast. And the Tiger couldn't get a shot in the meanwhile, but now the Tiger's going to be on the receiving end. A low roll, 230. He's racked up 4,451 hit points. Oh! That Scorpion G just took the round that was meant for the Tiger, and I think he's stolen a high caliber away from FiliPer1n0. I don't think FiliPer1n0 is going to be too happy about that. Idiots who drive through your field of fire when you're shooting at the enemy, they deserve to get wiped out of the game because they've just cost you a medal, and that Scorpion's taking major damage anyway. Firing into the Pershing, he can easily pen that Pershing, but the Pershing's got a better fire rate than the Scorpion G. And Scorpion G's going to get that Scorpion, the Pershing's going to get the Scorpion. Yeah, he does. Idiots in the Scorpion G. People like that are the bane of our existence. You're getting good damage on the enemy, you're fighting really hard, and you get some idiot who just drives straight through your field of fire and costs you a medal. Puts around into the Dicamax, who's got much better gun depression, but this tank's got pretty good gun depression as well. 10 degrees. And a very difficult to penetrate turret. It's still showing that potentially he's got the high caliber, but obviously with that Scorpion shot, I think he's going to miss it. He's not going to get it. And that's really annoying. It's happened to me more times than I care to imagine. Yeah, there's an enemy in the woods. A Striv is over there. You can probably work out where he is. The guy's using the Bush Mechanic. We've got the Dicamax above as well as an M44. Progetto's probably going to go flying in. We're not going to tell him about the Striv. But when the Striv opens fire, yep, he takes that guy. Now he's in reload. And we also lose the Cromwell to the Dicamax. Now he's using that wreck creatively. There's only 3 left on the enemy team. T26E5 will probably be able to take a round from the Striv. They need to get the Striv, not worry about the Dicamax. Yeah, T26E5 took a round from the Striv, or was it? No? Yes, it was the Striv. And now we've got other tanks. They're ignoring the Striv, completely ignoring the Striv. And that Striv is just farming everyone who comes in except FiliPer1n0. And now they're all queuing up behind the wreck because they know that it's the Striv's over there. And the T26E5M's found him. And he manages to track him, 224. And he's taking damage from the T34. There's the kill shot. And there's only one enemy left. It's a T26E5M. He's only a short distance away, but he's up on the cliff. He's up top, is he? No, he's down at the edge. Right at the very edge. He's come down the other side. And everybody's after him now. He's just killed the 88 though. But he won't be getting any more kills. Not at least... Oh, I say that, but he does. And, well, we bounce off him as well. FiliPer1n0, go for the kill. Go for the kill. Oh, he doesn't need to worry. The Jagdpanzer 4 does it for us. So, end of game. Wow. That was pretty exhausting. 6,000 hit points of damage, 2,000 blocked, and 372 of assistance. Now, it's only a 1-game battle, so let's have a look at the end of battle stats. That was an ace tanker in the T26E5, the premium American heavy. He also managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 11. A Judas for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and a Fighter Badge for getting at least 4 kills. He ended up with 5, just 1 short of getting a Top Gun. He got a Fire for Effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and he got a Shell Proof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and he got the Steel Wall for blocking the most damage in the game, but no high caliber. And what's the bet? That, yep, that Scorpion G stole the high caliber away from him, and he did, yes, exactly that. 6,187 hit points of damage. The next high scorer was, in fact, the Striv S1 on the enemy team, 2,924, followed by their T26E5M, 2,240. Yep, the high caliber was stolen away by this idiot here, Domi Slavonak, who drove right in front of FiliPer1n0 just as he was firing and took the round that was meant for the enemy, and as a consequence took the medal away from FiliPer1n0. Now, I know some of you might say, oh yes, there are mods you can have where it prevents you from shooting at the enemy, or shooting at the enemy if one of your own team happens to be in the field of fire at the moment that you press the fire trigger. I know, yes, some people do that, but some people play without mods. and I think that's what FiliPer1n0 does. He plays without mods, so he relies on other players to obey the rules and not to interject themselves in between him and the enemy, and thereby cost him the game or cost him a high caliber medal. So if we look at the number of kills, we can see it was again FiliPer1n0 with 5 kills, one short of that top gun, as I said. And when it came to base XP, 1,754. The next highest scorer was the T26E5 on his own team with 829, less than half the damage, half the base XP that FiliPer1n0 managed to get. He did most of the work in that game and took out a lot of the really dangerous enemies with his 90mm gun. If we look at the detail report, we can see fired 37 shots, got 30 direct hits, 27 penetrations, damage of 6,187 hit points, of which 269 were at more than 300 meters. He received 17 hits from the enemy during that game, only 5 of which actually penetrated, 12 non-penetrations, and block damage of 2,220 in total. He spotted 2 enemy vehicles, damaged 10 of the enemy, killed 5, and did 372 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 111,991 credits, got 50,396 in battle payments, so his total came to 218,383 credits, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he still took away a profit of 172,786 credits from a battle that only lasted 7 minutes 45 seconds. That's incredible total, but it's testament to the fact that FiliPer1n0 is a very, very good player. 1,754 XP times 2 for the first victory, 263 for this being a premium vehicle, and took away 5,525 experience points altogether. Yes, this is a very decent game. I think he's underestimating. He's very modest when it comes to this, because this is a really textbook game as to how to play the T26E5. This is the non-gaudy version of the Patriot, the one that's actually got the paint job on it. I actually have this version rather than the Patriot version, actually, because I don't really like to advertise the fact that I am a T26E5 if I'm playing, because I don't want the enemy to focus on me. I'd much rather they go under the impression that I happen to be a Pershing, until of course they realise, oh, that's rather a lot of 90mm ammunition coming back at me. But the way FiliPer1n0 plays this tank really does show you that this tank has fantastic potential. It fires much faster than the 122mm gun, and so long as you hold down, it's very difficult for the enemy to pin you. He took a huge amount of damage from the enemy and just shrugged it off. He just waggled a little and the shells just bounced off him. So yes, definitely consider this tank as one of your infantry, because it is well worth it. It's a really decent tank to play, very mobile, good hitting, fast reload, and yeah, it's fun. If you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, and we've got more FiliPer1n0 replays coming very shortly, so do stick around and you'll see them. Thanks for watching.